For the last couple of years, pretty much every conversation about AI has been all about chatbots. But things are changing, and they're changing fast. We're starting to move away from AI that just talks to us to AI that actually acts.
Just think about that for a second. We've all gotten used to asking an AI for some info, right? Maybe to help write an email or something. But what if you could just give it a goal and it could figure out all the steps, use different tools, and actually get the task done all by itself? Well, welcome to the world of AI agents.
And the key word here, the real game changer, is autonomy. I mean, think about it. Your word processor isn't going to write an essay for you. It just sits there waiting for your commands. An AI agent, on the other hand, can take a really complex goal, something like, hey, analyze our quarterly sales data and then build a presentation about it, and just execute it from start to finish. And look, this is not some pie-in-the-sky science fiction idea. A brand new report that surveyed over 500 tech leaders shows that businesses are already putting these agents to work on stuff that's absolutely mission critical. And get this, an absolutely staggering 80% of companies say their AI agents are already delivering real, measurable financial value. We're not talking about pilot programs or little experiments here. This is real, tangible return on investment happening today. So, you're probably wondering, where is this whole revolution really taking off first? Well, the data points to two really clear proving grounds: code and data. In the world of coding, the adoption is, well, it's basically universal at this point. 90% of organizations are using AI to help them write code. And this isn't just for practice runs. Oh no. 86% are using it for actual production code. That's the live code that runs their products and services. AI agents have officially gone mainstream in software development. But here's what's really fascinating. The benefit isn't just about cranking out code faster. The productivity gains are spread almost perfectly across the entire development lifecycle. We're talking planning, testing, documentation, the whole shebang. These agents are freeing up developer time at every single stage. And this quote from the report really hits the nail on the head. It's not just about one small boost here or there. By making every single step of the process more efficient, companies are creating this compounding effect, which leads to a massive acceleration of their entire project. It's a total game changer for how software gets built. Okay, so the numbers are definitely impressive, but what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's dig into the impact, which can be, well, it can be mind-blowing. We're talking about transforming processes that used to take months into something that now takes minutes. All right, first stop, the front lines of cybersecurity. At a company called Tier, which protects really critical infrastructure, investigating a potential threat would take a highly skilled human analyst about 5 hours to figure out. That's 5 straight hours of intense expert focus for just one single incident. So what happens when you bring in an AI agent? That 5-hour process now takes just 7 minutes. And it's not just faster. The agent's conclusions line up with their top human experts 95% of the time. That is an unbelievable leap in both speed and scale when it comes to protecting against cyber attacks. Now, let's pivot to healthcare. For a pharmaceutical giant like Novo Nordisk, getting a new drug approved requires this massive 300-page clinical study report. And this documentation was a huge bottleneck, taking a whole team over 10 weeks to put together. Their new AI-powered platform can now generate that exact same report in just 10 minutes. Let that sink in. A process that took months is now done in less time than it takes to make a cup of coffee. This radically speeds up the path for getting life-changing treatments out to patients. And it's not always about speed. For a huge global brand like L'Oreal, data accuracy is absolutely everything. They wanted their teams to be able to ask questions of their data, but the AI tools they had were only about 90% accurate. And that's just not good enough, because if people can't trust the answers, they're not going to use the tool. Simple as that. So what they do? By getting multiple specialized AI agents to work together, L'Oreal achieved 99.9% accuracy on some really complex analytics questions. And that jump in accuracy, that made all the difference. It built the trust they needed for people to actually use it. Now, 44,000 employees are using the system to get instant insights. Okay, so the impact is clearly massive, but it's not all smooth sailing, right? So what does the road ahead look like? Let's talk about the challenges and, of course, the big question that's on everyone's mind: what does all of this mean for our jobs? So it turns out the biggest hurdles are pretty practical and technical. Almost half of the leaders surveyed said integrating these new agents with their old legacy systems is a huge challenge. And right behind that are the costs to implement them and, of course, issues with data quality. Getting that foundation right is absolutely the critical first step. All right, let's just get to it. This is the one everyone asks. With these agents automating tasks that used to take humans hours or even weeks, is the end game here just to replace people? Well, the data we're seeing suggests it's not about replacement, but about a refocusing of what humans do. The goal seems to be to let the agents handle all the routine, repetitive stuff, which frees people up for more important, higher value tasks. In fact, leaders are reporting their teams are now spending more time on big picture strategy and developing new skills. It's a shift from doing the work to directing the work.
So where is all of this headed? Let's take a look at the 2026 vision, because it seems pretty clear that the future is agentic.
The experts over at Boston Consulting Group are saying that we are officially moving past the era of just playing around and experimenting with AI. The focus now is on transforming entire systems, end to end, with these agents right at the center, driving real, measurable impact on the company's bottom line. The goal has to be solving core business challenges. And I love this quote from Accenture because it just perfectly captures the strategic choice that every leader is facing right now. If you treat this as just another tech project, sure, you'll see some small wins, but the companies that see this as a chance to fundamentally reinvent how they operate, they're going to build advantages that will become impossible for anyone else to catch up to. So the takeaway here is crystal clear. This isn't some trend that's coming in the future. It's a reality, right now. This transition to an agentic workforce, where humans and autonomous AI agents collaborate, is already happening, and it's creating massive value for the people who are embracing it. The question is no longer if this is going to happen, but how. So, how are you going to reinvent?